What's up, y'all? It's your boy JTMM, aka Just 10 More Minutes, aka the freaking 10, back with another song. Now, this one's a little bit different because this is a collab between Jinjer and Suicide Silence. This is someone pointed out to me, and I wanted to do it because, again, you know, I just finished the Jinjer Hellfest 2022 and, you know, did the behind the scenes last week. And for this week, you know, I just wanted to break it up just a little bit more before I start the next concert series, just so that it's not just this monotonous of concert after concert after concert. Because while I enjoy those, it's the same songs a lot of the times over and over, and I don't want that monotony to just become boring content. That's not what I like to create, because we love the music. But when you're hearing these songs, sometimes just going and watching them is very repetitive, and that's just not what I wanted to do. So I was like, you know, and people were pointing out to me, hey, they did this collab. Here's a couple of them, you know, Lions at the Gate. And then also this one was Suicide King. So this week I've got this one here, and then Lions at the Gate featuring Tatiana. And then we'll get into Jinjer Hellfest 2022 starting on Monday of next week. So with that being said, there's only one thing left to do. Let's switch it up. Let's check it out. And I didn't mention this is actually a cover of Territorial Pissings, originally recorded by Nirvana. And reading up a little bit about the song beforehand, just when I pulled up the lyrics, because they seem very short. You know, it was basically Kurt Cobain's way of looking at how often in the animal kingdom, you know, of course, lions mark their territory, or any of the male species mark their territory by pissing. So he said he sees the same thing, you know, with men in culture, and this was kind of that reflection of it. So that being said, let's take a listen. Okay, now how cool is it? And I'm just gonna stop it a couple of times because it's such a short recording. But how cool is it to take a song like this and do it with her scream, right? Just because Kurt had a powerful voice, but it was just, there was a different tone about it, right? So to hear her do it this way, I love it. And to do this, you know, again, this was during quarantine. And so to do it, you know, you can see, you know, they look like they're in a home studio. The same with her. You know, I'm not sure what Tatiana's, if she has a studio in her recording booth in her house, you know, but because I'm wondering if that's the same place where she recorded the one take, because it kind of looks like the same setup. But, you know, it's not a long song, right? It's when I was an alien, cultures were in opinions. Gotta find a way when I'm there. Gotta find a way, a better way. I'd better wait. So I may stop it one or two more times just because, you know, you're talking about 2 minutes. And then YouTube gets all up in arms. But I like hearing it. I was wondering if she was going to sing it or she was going to use her, you know, growl, scream, however we want to refer to it. I like that she chose that. Let's keep going. smile of hers.
Just because you're paranoid, don't mean they're not after you.
That's awesome. Oh, that was awesome. I love that look on her face. I absolutely love it. She's just freaking adorable. I love Tatiana. But I want to see if I can find, yeah, right here. Look at that smile. That's just adorable. Okay, is this it? Let's see.
Just because you're paranoid.
Okay, so listen to that mix, right? Because that is kind of a kickback 90s mix of how they did it. That was really cool. That was very cool. So just because you're paranoid don't mean they're not after you. Gotta find a way. When I'm there, gotta find a way, a better way, I'd better wait. And they repeat that, right? And that's kind of the repetition. But the way this mix was done, thinking about it, you know, during a collab, and during quarantine, you know, no fancy makeup, no nothing. She's got her Nirvana shirt on. You know, he's rocking, honestly, it looks like the bathroom. Just because you've got that mirror right there. It looks like a mirror. Yeah. I don't know. There's something about these collabs that I've seen during quarantine. You know, I saw it with the warning. And that wasn't, I don't think, necessarily because of quarantine, but when they did the one with Inner Sandman, right? And they were displaying Alicia on the wall, right? And that was because she was in Canada, they were in Mexico. Those are, think about, had quarantine never happened, had some of these, would these collabs ever have taken place? Right? If you want to look at the bright side of the tragedy of what that was, and in some cases still is, you know, depending on your viewpoint, that's not for me to decide. A lot of these collabs would have never happened. And that's where artists like this take something as weird as that was in time and make something beautiful out of it. It's just really cool. Let me switch back, give you my final thoughts. You know, this wasn't some super long song that Kurt wrote. It was very straightforward in the sense of, you know, when I was an alien, cultures weren't opinions. Never met a wise man. If so, it's a woman. Just because you're paranoid, they're not after you. I mean, those literally were the verses. But the performances of these, when you listen to the originals, was simply amazing. For them to come back, do this, you know, 30 years later, I guess, would it be? Yeah, roughly 30 years later, it's just cool. And to put the little twist with her voice in it, but then do that throwback 90s right there with that little mix, with the harmonizations and the vocalizations was cool. Just a really cool song. I enjoyed it. You know, short, yes, but you know, anytime that I can see, you know, Tatiana or Eugene or Vlad or anybody outside of the normal performances, to me is a bonus because it's just that added dimension of them as people. And that's something, the psychology of it, to understand what makes them tick as a person, as an artist, is just really cool for me. So thank you for the recommendation for this one. I'm actually looking forward to the Lines at the Gate as well. That obviously is a little bit of a longer song, based on what I saw in the lyrics when I put together all my text files for the song info. So I'm looking forward to that one and seeing what they bring to the table. So with that being said, it's going to end it for this one. Yes, it's a quick one, but don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. We've got the Jinjer Hellfest 2021 to cover. And then hopefully, by the time that we knock out that concert, we'll have some information on their new album, because apparently they're working on it. I'm waiting for behind the scenes. So if something comes up over the next few weeks, on the new album and they post things, don't worry, I'll cover it. All right. I'm going to be, my goal truly for Nightwish, Jinjer, Sabaton, all of those, is to, eventually just build up such a following with these that, if something happens, you'll know it as I know it, and we'll get a recording out there. That's my ultimate goal. As I've said, I want to do this full time over the next couple of years. To do that, it's going to be a grind, but I'm here. So let's knock it out. Until then, my friends, always remember, let me give you those shameless plugs at this point. If you like the video, hit that like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. If you like the content I'm putting out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. When I post, you know what I post. I'm not going to bore you with those details. So always remember, if someone asks you to stop what you're doing, don't ask for 1, don't ask for 2, and certainly don't ask for 5. Someone asks you to stop what you're doing, always ask for just 10 more minutes. I'm JTMM, y'all. I'm out.